So, 3, eh? You're still with me. That's great. That is fantastic. And I'll tell you why it's fantastic. Because everybody else that has tuned off, that haven't bothered watching the rest of these, are not going to get what you get. They're not going to get the inside information right now. And I want to share that with you. I want you to be able to feel that the value is really coming this way. So we've talked in the previous videos about where you are right now and the pain that you're in. And it's shown you that it's not just not knowing where you want to go in life and feeling a little bit confused, because that sounds really airy-fairy, but how it's impacting every part of your life. I've also talked to you about how much life gets so much better when you have it, how you transform yourself, how your relationships, your emotions, your finances, they just get better. Everything improves. And it's just true. That's what happens. So then I need to ask you the next question. Are you ready to take the next step? Are you ready to start action? Because if you are, then if you haven't already done it, you need to be pressing the click in the link below, booking an appointment with me so that we can have a Skype conversation and I can help you get to the next level. But in this video, I'm going to start opening up everything to you now. I'm really going to take the time to show you that pathway. So if you stuck with me, you're great. Stay with me throughout this video and the next one. So right now, we've talked about how fear is one of your bigger blocks. Not understanding how you're going to do something. And we numb those fears by watching TV, by getting drunk, by using drugs, by working too hard, by distracting ourselves any way we can from thinking about what our personal legend is. Now, I know some of you right now have kind of got a good feeling about what your personal legend is, and you're worried that you've got the wrong personal legend. And I'm going to here to tell you, don't worry about that. Book a call and we'll talk about that personally. But the rest of you, you're just struggling because you're not even 100% sure what your personal legend is. And you're feeling really, really worried that you picked the wrong personal legend. And what I'm really telling you is your personal legend's picked you, not you picked the personal legend. It's the other way around. There's just something in you that's driven to do something. So what I want you to do is you need to be looking at some of these key habits that are affecting your judgment right now. Is that make a list of anything that is affecting you and stopping you from achieving this inner conversation that I want you to have. What stops that inner conversation? Any external distraction. So you need to put at least an hour a day. And if you don't have an hour in a day, then you've got too many distractions in your life. It's as simple as that. So you need to take an hour to really take time just to be centered and centered. Through meditation, through prayer, however it is that you want to center yourself. But you need to take some time to clear your mind and focus on the most important things in life, which are: how can you be fulfilled, but how can you serve? Because your personal legend is a service. It's a service to others. So how do you serve? And your life up until this point has left you clues. Now you may have ignored most of these clues, but they've left you clues. Let me give you an example. This lady into her 50s now, and she didn't have a clue what her personal legend was. Yet her life has been constantly trying to create this, to fulfill this personal legend. Your life constantly evolves around it, and you're constantly trying to bring it out. But because she would watch TV all of the time when she wasn't working, she would knit and spend time with friends, And she didn't ever like being by herself. And she didn't ever like being on her own. And which is the same as being by herself. But she didn't like that stuff. And she didn't like silence. So she always had to have something on the radio, TV, and she started to watch Netflix and Amazon and all of those streaming type services. And she would watch waves and waves of TV. And we talked for quite some time, and we had this conversation about what does it take for you to be able to break free, to be able to take some time to concentrate. So she decided she needed to cut down on the amount of TV she was watching. So she literally gave herself a week fast. It wasn't very long, but it was a week fast. So she said, for the next week, I am not watching any TV. And then she came to the end of the week and said, I still don't know what I'm meant to be doing. And I was like, so what happened? Because, well, I haven't watched TV for a week, but I still don't know. I goes, well, what did you do in its place? And she told us, well, I listened to the radio. I go, so all you've done is you've just swapped noise for a different type of noise. That's all you've done. And she was like, she couldn't quite get her head around that. So we talked a little bit more. What you need to do is you need to be asking yourself the right questions. You see, when your brain can't think of nothing, it just can't do it. It's thinking of how to think of nothing. If I say, think of nothing, you're thinking of how do I think about nothing. That's the question you're asking yourself, because it's quite hard to think of nothing. Or you're thinking of a black room, which is not a black nothing, it's a black room. So, do you see, you can't just take something out and have nothing in its place. You've got to replace it with something that is beneficial. So what we talked about was, how do we do that? The best way that I know is we replace it with dialogue with ourselves. But you've got to have the right type of dialogue. You can't just be rerunning and rehashing events that really upset you 20, 30 years ago and just have that running around your head. That's not going to help anybody and do anything. So we need to have that question. And what I've also noticed is, as soon as we ask the question of what's my personal legend, we add this stress and strain on us to kind of come up with this perfect answer, and then the hows come in. So this is what I suggested to her. I says, okay, so for an hour every day, don't have to cut out TV altogether, but just decide between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock at night that is going to be your hour where you've got no TV, no radio, no reading books, just your time by yourself. And she went, right, okay. Friends and family, they've got to go. Not all the time, just through that time period. You've got to find time for yourself and just be in that time slot. Because then I want you to ask yourself is, what have been the highlights of your life so far? I know we got lots of responses. My children, watching them grow up, you know, there was loads of other things, getting married, and having all of these relationship types of things. I says, great, okay. What are some of the most proudest moments? And forget other people, but the proudest moments that you've had. And we get a list down. Now, once we've got past the obvious ones, the ones that we all have, you know, becoming a mother for the very first time, and well, I didn't have that experience, but I became a father. But having children and getting married and graduating from universities and all of these, getting your first job, big paycheck, big promotions, get rid of all of those things. And we started to knuckle down. I said, so what was the rest of on the list? Keep going. And we started to see that there started to be a small theme. And the theme was to help people. And she went, so my job's just to help people. I said, no. The personal legend doesn't work that broadly. Helping people is what we all should be doing. But you're getting close. So we talked about it further. I says, let's talk about how your gifts have helped people. So I sit around and said, now I want you to think about it for the next day, because I want you to think about how do you help those people? What is the most rewarding ways to help those people? And there was finances. Or when I bought them something, when I was just a support to them. And we started to boil it down. And guess where it lay? Where this fine line lay. Her gift, her true gift, ended up being to listen to people. That was what her purpose was. She had this ability to go in and listen. And people felt so much better for hearing her, for being heard from her. And we all know people in our lives that when we've got a problem, we prefer to go talk to them because we feel better after we've talked to them. What a gift that is. What a personal legend. Now, once she realised what her personal legend was, and she suddenly was awake to it, and she was like, I've kind of been doing that, but not consistently. I haven't been focused on it. And suddenly she could focus all of her attention on that. And then she started a plan and a strategy. And what did that strategy do? It allowed her more opportunities to fulfill her personal legend. And as more opportunities arose to fulfill her personal legend, she got better and better at it. She grew. She got more confident. She absolutely exploded in joy and light and happiness. Now, if I came and told her at the beginning, this is your personal legend, that would have meant nothing to her, because me telling you what your personal legend is can't work. But me guiding you through that same process, me helping you get an understanding of what your pathway is, and then showing you a strategy of how you implement that and move it forward so that you can learn and grow and move in that right direction. That is worth everything. That is where my benefit lay for her. So I was able to show her the techniques for her to unleash her own personal legend, and now she is happier than she's ever been. She's no longer suffering from that lonely feeling, because now she understands that her purpose is to listen. So she uses every opportunity to listen. And did you see what happened? She always had to have something on in the background, didn't she? She always had to have music or stories. It wasn't that she was watching everything and paying attention, but she was listening. That was her thing. She was listening. It left clues, but it can be confusing because we don't want to face up to this all the time. Again, I would love it to give you the opportunity to talk with me directly, so you and me can have the same conversation, so that I can personalize this experience, because everybody comes to their conclusion in separate ways, in different ways. But I want to help you on this path, on this journey that you can take to allow yourself to get to your personal legend. Me and you on a call, book your appointment now. Let's just get it done, because if you've not done it already, the chances are that you're feeling like you can't achieve it. There's only really 3 reasons why you have not clicked that link right now below. And it's unfortunate, but it's 1, you don't like me as a person. You've decided, you've watched this video and you've said, I don't like this guy, I don't want to talk to this guy, I don't like. And if that's the case, you probably haven't even watched this part of the video. So that's probably how, because if you've got to the 3rd one, you've managed to deal with me for almost a full hour worth of videos so far. So there's obviously, that can't be it if you're watching this portion of the video. The second one is, you don't believe what I'm saying is true. And that's okay. If you don't believe me, that is fine. But I'm offering you a new way. You can continue doing what you're doing, or you can try a new way and really find fulfillment, find direction that you've never found before. Or option 3 is you're waiting for me to say something that is going to absolutely transform the way that you think. And you think that, you know what, I don't want to have to speak to him directly because I don't want to be sold to him. And that is absolutely fine. But I'm not here to sell. I'm here to give for free. I'm here to allow you the opportunity to talk with me. Allow me to fulfill my personal mission. And what is my personal legend? My legend and my path is all about growth. I want to help people get to where they want to be, move them from that next level. I know I can help you. I don't even have a doubt in that. But I don't care what your background is. I don't care who you are. I can help you. I can move you from where you are to that next level. I can show you the pathway. But you've got to be willing to walk it, because I have not got the time to walk it for you. But I can show you everything you need and give you the tools and the skills to get yourself there. And I promise you, the end result is so much worth it. You will not believe how far you've come in such a short period of time. And I'm talking, people are having transformational experiences within a month, within a week or two. People are feeling the change. In a year, the transformation is, if they keep the momentum up, is unbelievable. You can actually change every aspect of your life within a year so quickly, so easily, because mastering your personal legend suddenly gives you one heck of an advantage. And the advantage is you use your strengths to launch your life. You don't use your weaknesses. You don't focus on the areas that you suck at. I am dyslexic. I am terrible at writing and spelling and grammar and all of those things. I once sent out a letter to all of my staff, and I didn't mean to offend anybody, but I kind of did, accidentally. And what I sent out was something along of the, instead of saying this is a gentle reminder, I wrote out this is a genital reminder. And because I spelled genital correctly, it didn't pick it up on spell check. So I was stuck out there. So rather than me focusing on all the areas that I'm really poor at, the areas that are letting me down, I can focus on the areas that I'm good at, the strengths, and I can get other people that are good at those areas to help me master and grow. So now I don't write emails if I can help it. I get everybody else to check over all my emails and send them out to make sure they're all correct. But this is what I'm trying to say to you, is I'm here for you right now. I genuinely am. I will personally, not a team member of mine, but me personally will be getting on the phone with you and helping you. And why? It's because this is my passion. This is my mission. This is my personal legend, to help people like you not just feel better, but get on track with their lives, to help them find their personal legend, because I believe it. I've experienced it, I've been there, and I want to help you too. So book your appointment with me, and I will see you really soon. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking you through this and summarizing everything together and giving you one final secret. So check that out. Do not go without watching that video. But definitely book an appointment with me right now.